James Frith is a Labour MP for Bury North, voted Remain himself. Good morning to you.
Hello, Rachel.
I just feel like we're going round in circles with this whole process, and I feel like voters ultimately are being shortchanged.
We're certainly not going around in circles. This is brand new territory, and I think it's a moment where the Prime Minister realises that the ideologues that she's tried to appease until this point are up against now a practical interpretation of Brexit as she sees it. In reality, she's kept no one happy, and we're headed towards the worst of all possible worlds.
What do you think happens next then? And if the Labour Party was to be putting the country first, I guess, what would be the next best move for them?
Well, look, putting the country first is what the Labour Party has been doing all along. It's actually through the heavy lifting of the Labour Party that we secured agreement from the government of a transition deal, of EU rights, of a customs union in some form, of the meaningful vote. But for the Labour Party, at this moment in time, the executive, the Prime Minister, would have had all the cards for herself and would be taking us through a deal that no one was happy with. So it's absolutely right that the checks and balances and the job of the opposition are to apply those checks and balances. As to what happens next, this is unfolding in real time. Within the next half an hour, we could yet see change again. As I understand, the Prime Minister continues or intends to speak to the House. As to what's next, I think she needs to consider her position. I think the government needs to consider its position. As I understand it, we've got the DUP sounding off without support for this deal. Scottish Nat's the same. Tory Scots, as I understand it, have written to the Prime Minister overnight because the fisheries policy isn't included. The Labour Party, we aren't supporting Theresa May's Brexit plan. And then the Brexit Secretary, the person who has been alongside her the entire time crafting this agreement, has just sort of dropped out for his own personal ambitions, I'm sure. It's an absolutely dreadful state of affairs and is typical of the shambolic nature of this government for the last 2 years in presiding over this fiasco.
Thank you, James Frith, Labour MP for Bury North.